In my presidential dance.
Ajitabakwera bwangu. Sibakwera bwangu.
Gabati kamwinta siti ba PF.
Wakashibandi chirironga chapwaero akopwe kumbi. Yeah. Mwafya sana. Is it true?
Abona makadda gaba PF babutuka nomba. Nomba ibayi PNG.
Washawa posavana. Hello. Good evening, Chiwempala. Good evening, Nakonde. Good evening, Milenge. Good evening, Chirundu and Mansa. Good evening, Chiyengi and Santhia. Good evening, Chipata. Good evening, Nimba, Lundazi. Good evening, Sioma. Good evening, Kajolola. Good evening, Kapiri. Good evening, and Muku. This is TVBAKWETU. My name is Elias Munsha, and we are coming to you live from Calgary, Alberta. I am with my co-host tonight. On my left or right, depending on how you are watching us from, because it depends. On my right is Ms. Melwan Tanisha, and on my left is Mr. Jerome Kanika. And so please spread the word around. Let everybody know that TVBAKWETU is on, because tonight we are leaving no stone unturned. We have very, very exciting program ahead. And so please spread the word around. TVBAKWETU is on. Good evening, Melwa.
Good evening, Mr. Munsha, and good evening to our viewers.
Thank you. Jerome, good evening.
Good evening, Bamunshan. Good evening, the viewers. Please, itani 2PF tonze tukolongani hapa. Depati PF tonze 2PF tonze tukolongane. Elo trela nshanya.
All right. So I think what we need to do is to draw ourselves back a little bit. And the reason is that we forget too quickly as a people. And so we need to remind ourselves of what exactly happened in our country. Most of you accuse us that we are dwelling too much on the past. The problem is something happened in the past. No, but we can't just leave it aside and say, "Iyo, there is a clear history here that is having impact currently." And so we must talk about it. The first thing that we need to look at, someone has already started commenting on student loans. Okwebati, what is happening with student loans? What is happening with student loans? Now, we understand that the University of Zambia, the Higher Education Loans Company, has awarded about, how many are they? About 2,000, or is it 3,000 loans to students out of 10,000 applicants. And so the way I look at it, I think otherwise, looking at how much money was left in the coffers when the New Dawn government took over, there was nothing. I don't know.
I highly doubt it. I think in game where the European would never have gone and approached the IMF. But I think we are in a bit of a mess, and probably the government are putting it very nicely. They don't want to probably maybe alarm us and tell us that no, different win. But I don't think things are as good as probably they equally envisioned things to be when they move into the government, because I don't think we would be looking at removing subsidies. So these are probably hard decisions that are being made at the moment, which are not what was promised, especially so early into the new administration.
Yeah, I think so too, because inganda bayikumbirwa kumutenge, meaning what happens inside the house is completely complicated. Momona. No, but the issue of that mungandomu, if you achitike fyakwebati, pa PF baliiba ukwiba everything in the house. Importo baiba. Furniture baiba. If yakulya batampire po face tukulya if yakulya, they ate all the food. Beka palwabo. El nomba bambokulaya from bedroom to bedroom. Fiance basenda basampusha baipera bene beka. Such that umwinko also very easy pantu umwinko barevika fe mutumba baya bashitisha basampusha. And so when the New Dawn comes into government, kuisa sanga umutenge balemona inside, it's completely chibodia. It's all been taken. And so I see that they have really tried. Okay, but they can even award these scholarships, these loans to 3,000 students. And so the best thing that we can expect as far as loans are concerned is total patience. Because Fionse Fifi alikwata pa kwambira, mwamona vatampira free primary school, free secondary school, free. And then a few awards of loans in higher education. It means then that there is a correct trajectory where it is going. Jerome.
Vamusha, I think we need to be a little bit patient. But besides that, that he has inherited empty coffers. Empty.
Jerome, is complicated. Me, I'm from Chuempala. I think
Vamusha, Muriomi Kadempia Shacharo, President Vacquero, Basangram impemfu. Impiation Samuel impia Shosha Quete Fethi.
Impia Shachalo, ni faith wasenda.
Apoka kuri faith. Na shimbi shobare starikava. Esho vavula nomba. After nga vavula shida. Shivavika nomba to tuchite kwepi. Nomba coming kuma budget kuma bazaris. Nga mwamona. From the 10,000 who applied, then na babikako babapera ko 2,000. But after complaint and na abantu bako balandapo, government taikere na bari kwata meeting ba bazaris that bazaris committee, the University of Zambia and the Ministry of Education bafwaye ama means and ways of raising money and making sure that about 80,000 other people who are eligible, like Fiabara and the Bazari, Nabobaba Pirama Bazaris. And the only way out here is when we activate the 2022 budget. And in the 2022 budget, there is more funding that has gone to the education sector. Right. And not only funding to the secondary Bamusha. Na ku higher education baunza funding yalista increase ba CBU funding ba mukuba funding bashani na bashani ukuba mulungushi funding bonse yali ya bapamuru. Right. So kulia komite tumwamona ati this government means you and ibazali tairelanda this government that ikalalorekesha pali baunza na ba CBU nifebo ba Jerome nifebo kuunza na nguyo bashani iyo. Now, that we are going to make sure that even that is the highest training institution in the country, which was built by the poor. So today, so by the government, just and that we are also going to give the loans to those eligible candidates or students in colleges and private institutions. Those are the mechanisms the government is doing. But now, today, someone is in the form of students, but they end up in unity, shani na shani. Awe iyo kwena tefyo.
As TVBAKWETU, we need our viewers to know very well that we have vested interest in the truth. Very important. We have this vested interest in the truth. And because of our interest in the truth, that is what made us to stand in the previous election, endorse a candidate, and ask our people in Zambia to elect this government. And they did. Now, liars have not gone to hide somewhere in a small rock. No. They are standing strong. Now, it will be disingenuous for us to labeko. These thieves, Faith Musonda and Unknown Tembo, they've gone and regrouped together. and they have continued to spread lies. Yo, umuchuma chachalo, whatever money they found by UPND, they have funded UNZA, if you never Jerome Baderand, UNZA. They funded CBU, they funded Mukuba, all the public institutions, their funding has gone up. Free education, kanshi mwetuba noto tule fiala. In January, takuli ukusakamana about paying anything. No, in January, kukasambika fie. Kakadoli. Kanshi kukasambika fiolo chelo mwaka sambika. Ako mwaka tuwala. Patu atasha primary school. Nitu atasha basic number. Panto mashina ya alichinja. Tuatasha primary school. Katuishi kapisha. Kwa liba kapisha primary school ba Jerome. Pantu inisha kuishi ba kapisha.
Akapisha kwa oko ya alikapisha. Ni basic ya mkwae.
Sure. So nombo tubana kanshukutu kusa fiamanga. Mwaka kusa manga kamwana na pen mwaka pera ne buku na penso. Kaya kuskulu. Free. Tamwa konfwe ka not kaisa tiyo mkwaidi pireni. Bali na adi pirakade. Ubuteko bwesu. Na abudi pirakade. Nomba, ubuteko bwadi pira grade 1, walipira grade 2, na grade 7, na grade 12, na ero nomba ifwe lero, tukane atiyo mkwaita PDF mwachita. Iriwa baba kerenka bale eteka. Vena, in the morning kuiba, they still in the morning, from a grade 1 student, nenso nitabakwete, grade 1 bamuibira, balungu, nakabungwe kaboka Patriotic Front, a party of thieves. Grade 1 baiba, grade 2 baiba, grade 7 bamuibira, grade 12 na ku university kuine bare ibira abantu. Remember, this government says no, we are going to bring money to all the schools. You know, we believe in fairness. We are going to come after it. But so far, bareteka fye wino nomba abareteka wino ebo tuimine tuambe ko kushoba tabareteka iyo mkwai tule imina bakerenka. They have regrouped. They have a lot of money because they store imubadi ibire okuibira ba grade 1 babu lempia baibira grade 1. They can't come back to tell us how to govern this nation. This UPND government is on track. Is on track. Now, if 2 grade 1 utulengu fuarelo, to live extremely happy. Imagine in a grade 1 at Ampire Kuchipata at Mpezeni Park Primary School. I was extremely happy to go to primary school in 1980. Somewhere. Aleni landeni potumfu.
You've said, I think you've put it very nicely. I think the other thing that they have equally not realized is even the children who are to come, because as far as I'm concerned, anyone being born to this year, next year, as long as we're in debt, we have indebted all children coming in the next 25 years as however the struggle is going to take to pay off the loans and the debt that the government has put the entire nation in. And sometimes I think Twalibako a bit blasé. We a peaceful nation. I think Twalibako a bit sometimes because we don't take people to book, and we should have taken them to book. Because when you hear the large sums of money that we are owing to whoever and anyone, essentially whoever is born today now Kongole on your head. And we're very okay with it, especially a lot of people are still okay with it. I can imagine a few days ago when the fuel hike was coming up and people were saying to where them where Nipanotuli, and here now I'm looking at them and thinking Nipanotuli to this because to carry to pano. We've never been pano for a long time. The entire last administration to because we are owing and we've put ourselves in a lot of debt, because I can imagine when are we going to manage to pay off the oil debt that we have incurred as a result of non-payment.
And when it comes to oil, this is exactly what you've said, Moira, because some people think that it's just subsidies in name. In actual fact, we were just increasing in Congo. It was just Kaloba.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Because the subsidy, Nishna Mkwatolupia, Munganda, Ulea Fuirishako, everyone, Nishna Mkwatolupia. You already have it. You don't number Ulech to subsidize people when they are buying food or anything like that.
No, because I'm even of the idea that subsidy is supposed to be for your dependents. You might have a dependent and subsidy. So a dependent is because extra. But we didn't even have that extra. But every gym and Jack come into the house. So I think probably I think the government have been putting it very nicely when they're not saying that you guys were in a mess. That's why we have to correct the mess before we get to the good that we promised you.
Because
I think Vamunsha, I think one thing that people need to understand very well is if we were UPND, pakumona ofo turerufyanya mufiremu abompya binoculars yabika ero chakura bati efe twale tumona naito kwempo fwe tatumono kwa ma grass twale mona ati ezireru bane nomba bena bareshita binoculars ati yo tu bafwairikisha pa rubene so navena n'abasumina ati kwena wobutekobu kwena bulebombeka without binoculars tabamone pwefirichonzi nifishi balama bamu
wa microscope kanoya bomfye microscope ero
wabumona bushoko abra microscope tu wabumona takwa abatete ubumone ofile kalya ka malaria parasite kalya tu akamno kwa abra microscope. So efyo bapie bale chitabena nomba ifwe twaremo na pya iyo ichiswendecho iyo icho
Peter ate abakari bakari kula basonta fiemino ate abo bare Peter
na babali nga bapita kusonta bali uyo umukari konsoko balea
So just for those that need to know, TVBAKWETU is not going anywhere. If ngachakutila these kelenkas don't talk about TVBAKWETU ikachita disappear, it won't. Na angula na alifuire nafwa bantu we human beings to alikwataka a very bad habit of dying. Umuntu alepema afwa, you know, and a bad habit. It touches everyone. And so even if that were to happen, TVBAKWETU will continue until there is truth and justice in our country. Ukunyantirira omuntu ilo aleteka fye bwinwe chalo aleteka bwinwe chalo mwambo kumushova mwambo kumuletera ama problems mwambo kumuchita complicate ala na ifo tuika lefe at yom why because we helped you get elected tuamshayeka. No. As long as this government continues to care for the poor, we have their back. As TVBAKWETU, we have their back. Unless ngabatampa kona bene misango shaba kerenka. But as long as they have the desire to serve this country, may it be known that TVBAKWETU stands with them. Because if we chapwa number, we were even facing Kariaka identity crisis. Number, who are we? Who are we? It's the name Biyamonekaga. Because these Kelenkas are all over misleading our people. We defeated them. And we are going to defeat them again. Because how can we? Tamukwetu lupiange chalo. Ichakuchita subsidize fuel. But for years, Ababa PF, they continued accruing in Congole over fuel. For years and years. It's not that BAKWETU lupia, elo bachita subsidize. No. Nesha kuchita subsidize shineta padi. Zero. But they continued accruing that debt. Ama petroleum companies have never supply. Kaingena bobene, vyare chitikira fipalwabo. It was, the debt just kept going. We needed steady leadership here kwebata papene hapa na tupange steady leadership. I'm hearing very, very hilarious things and explanations. One of the explanation, yeah, makeup. Number, I won't say it because they be but the issue is now we example Bamwelo.
Oh, and she feel about interested now hear it now one about prediction.
Nakana ba Jerome na muyumfapo ya example ya makeup
Vamunsheda ninjumpwikisha kweli na ninjumpwichi.
Vamwerwa iyi example kwena mwandini yakwe bati ama subsidy chimo nomuntu afwala makeup.
Okay.
Eno nomba iwe kanchi alifwala makeup kanchi tawaishiva bwino ife wamoneka. Nomba katawaba speed
But tamufere makeup vamwerwa vamusha busha vamwerwa tafere makeup tumulanda kashina afwala makeup vamwerwa
bajero mtwalapsa na mwiranda pani vamwerwa vamwerwa so nombo mumendo aseshia Evere ni 16 kwacha nomba chirya bayasamba makeup basamba ero mulumendo ati nichi chani ichi what is this and that's exactly what this that's exactly what this fuel issue is.
Yeah, no, that's a good example actually.
Makeup. Number. What we need is samba kumenso. Sambo muntu monica what they are, and then now we begin loving ourselves for who we are. We begin chintu mwene. That is what was needed and expected. That was what was needed and expected. And so te subsidy yo at yom kwai lupia bafuniapo yom kwai tuasamba fikumenso tuamone kanomba, we can then begin building our skins and healing our bodies. That is what is happening. We can then begin healing ourselves. That's what is happening. And so eka example kamo umwapere but ama subsidies chiroshe muma rent now kwata 4-bedroom house elo nomba iweta ukwete mpya shakulipira 4 bedrooms but we get muri 4 bedrooms elo nombe nkongole sha rent shire chitashane shire rundikira. So if your muntu wasaisatiyo mwailipira, it does not mean that then they are making things difficult for you. No, they are just making you pay for the 4 bedroom the house that you need to do. That's it. Wishebamwerwa twalufianya.
Out there kulufianya. Think if you control, though it will be painful. I can imagine it's going to be painful because already we are saying bus fares are going up. Someone was telling me no bulundwa. But these are things that we need to do to correct the situation that we're in. And we have got to be very honest with ourselves. Do we want a better life, or do we want to continue pretending that we can manage to stay in a 4-bedroom house when wawafe weka? And sometimes, because that's a bit of the illogical choices that were being made. And it points to a poor leadership quality. It points to poor decision making. You begin asking yourself, you know, and when you hear, sometimes you look at our ministers or our former ministers' qualifications, it explains it. Because how do you take kwataka diploma in marketing, maybe foreign mission, you know, what qualification or what expertise were they using to apply some of these things?
Yeah.
And these were financial choices. If you see them now, board table, the Chinese have all this documentation. Ever they paid alone. Ever quite all this paperwork. When I make no paperwork, no nothing. Yeah. You know, so they were just driving us into more and more problems. And I thank God. For me who believes in God, I thank God we got them out in time. I'm saying in time very loosely because I highly doubt we did get them out in time. There's quite a lot of damage probably that was done. And we'll probably be facing this damage for quite a long time.
Right. But there is control here. And so we are on the right trajectory, I think.
Yeah. So it is going to be bad before it gets good.
Yeah. Just 4 months. Mwebena Zambia. In 4 months. Ababa kelenka. Babwere. In 4 months. Babwere okula mwebo kwa they are the better program.
That's why I'm binoculars.
Imagine. Cadres efe batuchushishe. The money was among cadres. Imagine. Ichuma chachalo. It was among cadres. We know you boma Lusambo, Shimpundu DNA, And there na Shimpundu DNA pantubari mube pesha. I'm on his side. Mube pesha fie, ukweba ati emwine wabampundu badia. So I sympathize with him. Kwa emwine wabadia bana, kuli ujana mayo. Nomba mbika kofe DNA, to be a reminder to everyone ukweba mwira bepesha abantu ube umuntu mwine na yikalira te yuwe wafiere. No. Anyway. So uyu muntu you used to wake up uluchelo with 2 million ashto elwa nomambo kupela ikabantu. The question that we asked then, we are asking now, where did that money come from? And today, he should go on national television. Ukwambo kumikelenka imamwebe na Zambia, ukweba they had a better program. Which program? Program of theft? Under this government, takuli uliobu change na bukelenka yo. It is what it is. It is what it is. Tapari at businessman, you know, because all this, that's what they were telling us, that they were businessmen. Tefi malanja alelanda. Helicopter malanji it's because I'm a businessman. Bofi. Ama Benz ukupela kuya kuchange malanja ya kuchange mukupepa. Benz muri ba father apela. Wemwa umeshafuma kuisa ati I'm a businessman. Ubufi. Stolen money. Stolen property. We can categorically say it here. Now, nshirofo kubika muba Jerome na ba mwelwa. They are innocent. Ine nde mwebo kwebati bonsha babo nalumbula nabo nshilumbuire ba unknown tembo. They are thieves. And part of the reason why we are facing these financial difficulties in our country was because of the reckless theft under the Patriotic Front. And in fact, independent observers have gone, kuli Faith Musonda, no kumuikata with 65 million. Now, just Faith. I can, okubomfia mano ya kuchumpala na kukapisha, na kukasompe. I can assure you, ukwebati, panyamba 65 million, na shimbi, epo shiti. Badi sabankania, ba unknown tembo. Vale chitanganika na msonda kaisa mbaka kaika 65 million. Ganikana shani uko kaisa nako kene bakaika kana mlenga bakaika. Ama figa ka kana mlenga bapela. And that is exactly why we got into this trouble. But this new government, in 4 months, they are trying to change that, to reverse all that mismanagement. Elonomba, this party of thieves, is that they have a better program? No. If they lie to the people of Zambia, it will not be because we never told the people of Zambia the truth. It will not be because of that.
I think ababena bakerenka balipo kwenaye teti tulavyo vachitire because yasava special nomba ati fwe vambi twasanga fe nomba ama twali amatage nomba twasangira fe ama targets ye nomba fyati fyati ngavali winine awe kwena aposo tu apamunera ndapava kwetu apa ku next ukonga kuri chifuna chanje uko muberere ngane ngaisangire ku Canada
no mwalimu tuka
takwali any option kwaiti apati kubutuka panga vachitave nanikane ava kubutuka because vari ruthless and tavari yanga so tetilero vese vatwe vyati no ni atukwate for better programs than any other political party, or we meant well for Zambia. They didn't mean anything well. No. They were just destroying Zambia, and they were so clueless about whatever which is happening, which was happening. And now they have seen a proper president who has increased their CDF from 1.6 million Vamunsha to 25.5 million. And he has gone further to say, look, our kaskuru to from grade 1 to where to 12 are free. And not only that, vacanso vale ilishanya dionse equalization fund coach pata council per strike ndola council per strike vashan. This president has come and given the equalization fund November December shaingire mpia vacanso apa so vale salula vamuncha koyo unkusalula kali vato salula.
So, what I like about the way you've changed the topic, Jerome, is that we have said what the PF did. And now you were pointing out what the UPND has done. And without 4 months, without you've said equalization funds. If because if you reached under PF, even equalization fund was political. They were not distributing that money in a fair manner. First you corrupt this one, and then it was a mafia corrupt system. Now, for the first time, Milenge district, and for those that care to know, my own brother is a council worker for Milenge district. Munjerereko, Bashimpundu. Pakumireta Palualala. But yes, my own brother in Milenge, my brother works for the council in Milenge. All these years, you tell me, Takuli at funding Takuli, local government funding, nothing for Milenge district. Now, in November and December, Ngefe wa Jerome Balandi, Atibare Sarula. Money is there. Now look at this. This is not money that is in the pockets of cadres. This is not money that is being Maxwell, Shanyuko, and all that. And all this is not defamation, because we saw pictures of Max showing Impia as a cadre and telling us, as Zambians, no, but this money has gone to Milenge District Council. Kanshi ifufwebe na mushi, na ba council chairman, bali paka puna, inside his office pali apa Milenge, nga baisula bank account, kumansa, bashi sange mpie mushi. That is what this government has done. This is not a small thing. Because we just want to be fair, because we believe in fairness. If this government had gone to steal this money, would we be singing? No, we would be after them. No, but abantu batwala olupia ku Mirenge. Elo ifo tulanda batwereko. Council chairman ku Mirenge na council secretary ku Mirenge. Ngabaisula na council treasurer. Ngabaisula bank account of Mirenge district. They find the money there. Kutuwasa kamino no kusakamino mlando wako watimpia ku Mirenge shafulisha. And now sitting
Shirapuisha onkulandama mjikata pakanwa. Lekenya vantu womfwe. Veshive ifile chitabari. After over pera abantu. Then by 5 January, amaskulu yonse yali otupangira free education yala receive ama grant of funding yako by 5 January yonse yala receive kwenaye then basapundati because na bali na monati abana b'amaskulu bafire ba ku maskulu so kwali babali abala paso nkya kuma boarding schools balya namubeshi babalyaka yali ama boarding school balanda kulipira 1 pin bali napundati first week ya January bamunji ama constituencies yonse yala receive ama 5 million to help out with those ama bursaries kwena nango tapaso swa bamusha kwena ye awe mwe bantu bakalesa is that what we can complain about? This is what the body is doing. This is what HH is doing. And this money is not coming from HH's pockets. No. This money is coming from issues of subsidy. Mwafunyako mwabikati no 10 to 12 constituencies to pay abana abali ku maskuru 10 to funyo kututwale efi tulipira mas MPH tuliranda pwati government nefi kwenai. Can we talk in a parwandi tina tumomwana wandi chimwe bamwe bat grade 1 to 12 wakula ba free few wika po another Jerome tola wika po 10 kwacha in the favor munji because apasonga ndesa kamanati ya kwala bonfo empya shama school fees no mbapata kuri no kusakamana abantu new year kwala Christmas first bamusha Christmas mu Zambia mwajovo tira Christmas ninkoko na rice Vala salula abantu ero shire ingirira limo before Christmas ba salula new year na obala salule kaita kunko walinga ma school fees efile chitika mu Zambia bushe ichi chintu nachibipa.
Right. This is extremely important, and the reason why, again, we need to let our people know the reason why we are saying this. It is because these liars have regrouped and they are spreading lies. And pano pa TVBAKWETU tatufuayo obufiyo alatwalipa tobufi no mulomo naboka bwalala efe tuwapata pofi pano tatuwapata abantu iyo umuntu nangu amoneka kwati kaiche tatu no nangu umuntu ngakakote wito. We love everybody. Aba kashikaba afita ifitari no twipi. They are all our people. No mbecho tatufua yako wufi. Eicho kanshi mwe bonse mwebo tuwase pele in August. We are on you. We are not going to let you at Yom Kwai you continue lies. No. And if any one of us, for some reason, the team TVBAKWETU is completely dedicated to truth. It is completely dedicated to truth. Vamos.
No, I think we are very, especially us who are the youth, we're very excited because we can see things going the right way as opposed to what we were seeing before. So these elements that Jeremy have been speaking about, I think today I read something talking about decentralization, where the employing of the teachers and the health workers is all going to be done from the district, at a district level, which makes it even a lot more conducive. It solves the issue of having spouses in one place and another spouse in another place, because if you're getting employed in your area, then you get your jobs within your area. So all these are gradually getting there, and for 4 months, I think it's a big deal in the 4 months. And I know sometimes human nature to go more and more and more and very fast, but I think there's been a methodical thing. We even understand when he says methodic, we're now understanding what he meant, and at the pace that he's going at, we can actually understand and see these good advancements. And you can even tell that there's going to be a solution, because the more we offering this free education, more people are going to be forced to put their children into the government schools. And we're going to now begin to demand for better standards in our education. We'll begin to demand better standards in our health systems, because now people are adequately available to teach and offer the services that we want. So I think this is a good trajectory for the new government. and we hope that it carries on, like you said, that unless man. But at the moment, this is good. I don't see any reason why.
Of course.
Yeah.
Why no? If you to support each one, number we campaign. We campaign. We are not even ashamed. If we that we are in the middle. No.
Yeah.
TVBAKWETU was not in the middle. We didn't have at not quarter ka doubt. We can go for lungu or if we were at gray, if it was white and black, either or. No. So no. If we were very categorical, pitire mumbali ngabaja bambi insoka na wakerenga at this is what we were doing. We told you the party that has a program Nabantu, because we looked at the program, we looked at the manifesto, we looked at the people, the personnel. Abantu wakateka nabo. We focused on them. We used the binoculars.
Now try kind of binoculars. To have a microscope, not binoculars. This binoculars
mueve karachalo. Ukweba ati apa diubuya ntanshi ni apa epa diubuchi. So now we can't at why we are neutral or we are not neutral. Of course, kutu tuwabaleta one day ngabarefo kuisa mku in the lion's den. They can come. Kuisa tuwe shobai vile. They can come. They are free. No, but to make it appear as if we are neutral or we are objective. No. How can you be objective? Your Faith Musonda has been caught. Nishini objective nshimlemfuaya okweba timbe. Umungomwine. In fact, abeba na ba SSO okobati 65 million yakwiba. Tapadi wa ile mupatikisho okobati landa yo. No kusaina okobati 65 million mwebo. Yakwiba yabungo. Mfidia mwaika to muntu ati muloshi. Elo nomba chita sarenda manga okweba kwena bane nerise ngonamuletela achita sarenda kumanga isha kwesisi nashwenganga shebere ushe efye nkefi takuli kona fimbi atiyo takuli po efwa bebere Kanshim Kwaile 65 million was not the only one. She had several other things. So number Bamwika. I don't know Mamulanga Timbe objective. Ngani objective in Shinala. Ngani objective in Shtuala. Objective Yabungo. No. Abango Bafuiroko Bachta investigate. Ukupoka if you're Baiva. And then for those that are going to be jailed, they get into jail. So if you had doubt about no to Arach Tasha, no, we are back. Think these things are back. Nama picture bare kopwa. No ku chensa bare chensa kwa tifiweme. Bare chensa kwa tinachiwama. Nachiwama 65 million yabayiba nachiwama. Ukudumbuishe echalo kuchidumbuisha mu Indian Ocean nachiwama umuntu arefo nombo kuchitarisa state chalo bamwimina bambo kumushoba bambo kumutuka bambo kumuletera akavundula no luambo we can't.
Vamusha, I think we need to tell the people more on what the government is achieving. And so far, this government has achieved more than most of the government in the same period of time they have done. But again, Vamunsha, today, Ethiopia, oxygen of democracy, Ethiopia. Shavalumbule, oxygen of democracy. Vali mina appointment yakata bokawana vali mina yena. Varepunda tiyo tabukawana tabafira nkumuchita point as a director ku whatever the director ku means of sports, a minister of information somewhere there and media. Then abarekana ati your position bamupere bafira nkuchita advertise because of if they have so that every Zambian is given an opportunity. Bamunsha they can indande pwechenage bamunsha kutulea one position namba kunima ba James Kapesa bari advertise position yabo tabach advertise na le makandela ndabamunsha na ndembeleleta ba board chairperson ba minister na ba attorney general na ribachire copy nkuba chita question why James Kapesa bamuchitra point without subjecting him to interviews. Is he not a director for Nima? If you have any form of advert to assume that Kapesa nani kani director Nima in a shock to aya which PCZ odia nani kani Mr. Waria who are registered for HPCZ. There was no any form of advert. Shafiari come PF na yona alembeleleta ba PS na bashita copy ba board chairperson na bashita copy na ba minister na bashita copy. If you have ma files yonsenga ba bala tsanga na complain apo national president wa ma pharmacist. Elo na complain na tawe ine na mumfiengera ama members banja ma pharmacist. Aba defo ayonku chita participate as registrars or being panima as directors pantu tamubapere opportunity yakuchitako apply lero ba Emmanuel sorry bali abali ku Ethiopia kibasa batitabo kawana kwe na tabo kawana position yako bena bali labo for register maybe nicho bali ku Ethiopia but lekeni mbachite remind if eti register mu Zambia cyambire mu PF lero kawana na chitana meet na bano bakutyaba nani kana ati yo tamfire mwachite pantu amazambia mbafire nkube kwe naye cyamtu wekere kunuma not tituye kuntanshi pasting ature iposa tieni tuwekere kunuma tieni na yako tuipusha
No, I think Ambassador Wakutigre is a bit problematic. That's my confusion. That's my conclusion, because I think some of the things, Balanda, you begin to ask a lot of questions, and he was present during the elections as an ambassador. All these are questions that we'll begin to ask, and that's the thing. Like you were saying at the beginning, that these people are not silent. They're not embarrassed. They're not thinking of what they've become even very loud when they should be hiding under rocks. You see. I don't know whether they think by being loud, maybe we'll not be saying you did this or you did this. But you see, we have a lot of questions. And he was supporting a government, and he was working under a government that was so corrupt. Now, roads, they are making roads. Those new roads already have potholes. Dialo, you bapanga road yapangwa, ring road bapanga, I'm not Tokyo way in Lusaka. When was it made? It's already got potholes. It's actually a danger. And then someone is very quiet. Not
imani thought kwali pweda time vakateka va post repo ma photos that misevo sho trepa guys
mwebukisha
teba ku Ethiopia ba sending them photo ya that posted. I'm suspecting about Ethiopia.
You might find, yes, because the Ethiopians began claiming these are our roads. Why are you advertising our roads as your roads? You know, and the world has become so small globally. You can't lie to people like that. And then again, they're now telling us all these lies. And today he talks about subsidies. He talks about, I'm looking at him, your government went to Saudi Arabia and they were dressed in hijabs and whatever, this Islamic gear. And they were promising us, promises that, it never did. Can you imagine? So what I'm now asking myself, that delegation that went to Saudi Arabia and they went apparently in oil, how much were they paid in allowances? You see? Bali for nothing, only to find now that right to weekend Congress. So Bali could trip when on holiday, but we become Congole as a nation, trying to spin whatever propaganda. And what a should say, but I can't believe that folk me took or anything, but respect us as citizens, because Mwale follow because of us as citizens. You see, and you shouldn't even be able. I don't think people should be able to even make all these articles. And now I am on Facebook, if my articles. And you're looking at him, but at kind of, Tonyo, by a point where I think as a human being, you need to say, look, effort watch, maybe it was wrong. So in this case, now that this is right, that is going on, let us support these checks and balances that they're offering now. I'm very confused. I'm looking at them and thinking, because sense, you see. Even to a layman, for me in my case, someone should be able to explain to me to say, oh, Monen, the development that we offered was so and so. Maybe by UPND, they are not right in this line, and we need concrete answers. Not just because you want to oppose the government, and in these 4 months, for me, I found them to be a big nuisance. Not to be honest, because they should be able to be poking holes to say, Monen, the correct way maybe of doing this, this is what you're supposed to have done. But if in a sense, it has become quite irritating for me particularly. I'm getting a lot irritated because we want constructive criticism. With intelligence, we can say, ambassador of Tigray, you see. But now we can't even agree with what you're saying because it's not fair. I think I think this is because of over years jumping from one political party to another political party, and now they think people are very loose. But the world has become so small. We're able to rise up. Just look at places like Afghanistan and the Libya, where you can rise up against a dictator and bring down an entire, rulership, as per se. And that can happen here. If they want to rebrand themselves, I think they need to tread very carefully. People are no longer as dumb. They were very good at educating. They were very good at educating. They didn't know how to figure about people, So this is it. Since they're very good at educating,
So Kwena, our panel tonight takes great exception to the propaganda and misinformation that is coming from the former ambassador to Ethiopia. Of course, that former ambassador to Tigray. I think on behalf of Mwelwa, we offer our sincere apologies. It's not Tigray, it's actually Ethiopia. Bantu Tigray is just one of those states, countries. So when I'm by we did not mean you. Ambassador of PF Bantu Nababwera. Mukubepo obufi ekyo imwe bambata tuambireke iyo bantu ichakukonka olubiro nobe uchikonke olubiro imwe mufiro okuba somewhere under a rock na mufisa manensoni, in fact walking not walking with your head high, no, because you were part of a government that completely destroyed this country. Mweba onawire chalo kairi ni mwe muaisa mukulande ifi shirubene nganafiru bana di mwapendwa kwensambo nomba abantu apari nefe balupie nyeyo mwatambo okulembe articles ifitali as TV bakwetu tatuamule keyo kwebati mushinge amala ya mbushi kuli ubuteko bwatampo kuteka mweba lire mbushi nimwe mweba bulire mbushi mwaipaya mwali embushi mwali ya mwaipa mwapera na Faith Musondefi ya shereko no Faith Musonda temukani yo Faith Musonda ati wa mwana kashikana kwa tikwi asenda 65 million ayashika mubwendo panganda ayashitefima yande okushitefima yanda kanshiko chitafyecho basonta chonse ati nishinga Faith alipira Faith Musonda ebuteko bweno ubuteko ubwabango ubuteko bwaba Faith Musonda ubuteko bwa 65 billion elo nomba mwise mwalia mwambe ko kumushinga aho twalamulandirako ngachinshi tatwamulandireko we give you a free mulelanda mulebepa to deceive even the weak anso no luseta mwakwana tanto after 7 years of mismanagement mukiroku ichefia but no. So my friend, we are not going to go inside the hole somewhere and feel sorry for ourselves when the people of Zambia have trusted this new government with the mandate to take back the country. No.
So too far. They've taken the freedom of speech Now I send that freedom of speech too far. I think whenever I do it, when I freedom of speech, meaning it's a number mulande, thinking maybe people have forgotten. 4 months is too short a period for people to forget.
No.
Too short a time for people to forget. Not whatever we were very nice people. Otherwise, people would have gone a lot more, you know.
You know kunyowesha. I think bad.
It's very nice. I tell you.
I think the president is really a good guy. He's a decent guy. Jerome gabalera mafiata akakalanda ko 1 week boom kukasempa.
Just 5 minutes. Just gabari impero at 5 minutes bako president. Mama. Because chitaru chirupya warevo kwa rigana rempo za bimatseoza just 5 minutes. And I'm telling you,
I said, President Jerome, please, there is the Constitution and the Bill of Rights at Kwisa. What is that? What is the Bill of Rights? President Jerome, you want to uphold the Constitution of Zambia. Even yes, I'm upholding the Constitution of Zambia. Kasempa. The only person that I can ask President Jerome to give is Zayelo, you know, because under PF, he was a punching bag under PF. They were beating him all the time. So I would ask you, Jerome, no, leave him alone. Leave Honorable Mwanyala. Leave him alone. But this just goes to show the humanity of President Aga in the Hitler. That these gentlemen, for the crimes that they committed, within a day or two, they are out.
Yeah. And they've been silent journalists. Can you imagine? Number journalists now about that silence. You know, their loudness is quite dangerous, and I think people are not taking them seriously because in being so loud, what they've done is they've actually shut down the media who should be objectively telling us what's happening. They are overshadowing anything that the media should be speaking. Now, by media now, they're also very lazy. They want news to come to them instead of them going to search out for the news. So anything these people are doing, buying from Shoprite to buy binoculars, they are also there getting photos. You know, now you're looking at it and you're looking at these journalists who are youths like us, and you're telling you're thinking, I think Sarapuke, and you know, you're a journalist, you're supposed to go out. And we might be blaming people like, you know, the Ministry of Information that you're not doing your jobs. But actually, the people who are supposed to be their voices or their mouthpieces, like the journalists, are not doing their jobs. And now we have all sorts of things. They go into court, and that no, us as the opposition, since we cannot be in Parliament, the speakers, to court. So again, all these people are being dragged into their, you know, they're just playing around with people, making sure that our attention is off what's actually happening and onto their gimmicks, which I think we should be a lot clever about with them.
Yeah.
I
think this is the challenge to the media.
Vamusha, I think what people they should appreciate the kindness and the good work of President Aka engage them. Pamtunde myabafye inenga na ariti ati yoshani ngana shira bulati bonse kwamba ama directors ama ministers ama PS ngana bajaba aba ni muchimbo kaira ngana ribafunya then barero naba posa mo bari ati mwe kare nyo mumkarafuma kama bakiriya ditrawana gebe na abachitire pamtunomba president aka indi chima is very good and now batana allow bari chita feature of TV station ba police 2 days bafuma no chingufu fyofo barara mu police apanga kamera nduka chabe bamularika kolero mairo nafuma. They think like it. That's the way it is. If we are about pajabe na bari mu office mu PF kwa kuiga tapateste start thinking of you coming out in the following equinist ebo fiale aponisha lawyers now ita vena Keith Mwemba vena Linda Kasonde bonse ma lawyers bali paliwe pa police post pali apene bakwikati nomba today bali na abapera abawamisha sure so people think like that out bachinje bakerenka.
Yeah, I think we have a duty to ensure that we keep keep them straight, and so we are not relenting. We are not relenting. In terms of media, I think Vacquero touched on this point of media. There is private media and public media, and our concern, and this is what the public media, particular public media, need to understand. We have seen utuma headlines to move from the Times of Zambia, utuma headlines to setting. We need to be very clear here. The kind of battle that we are in, we do not expect Times of Zambia, even if you've been given an editorial independence, your editorial independence is not to undermine the vote of the people of Zambia. No. If you've misunderstood the mandate you've received from our president for independent editorial policy, it does not include you spitting on the people's elections. If you're Saturday, headline kama setting at people are complaining of fuel subsidies or shan. No. By Times of Zambia, ichindikeni. We don't want a situation where there is divided loyalties in public media. No. No. If you as an editor at Times of Zambia, you are not willing to tell the people of Zambia what exactly happened in the previous regime, then go and join Emmanuel Mwambogo Kwinadi. So that the public media is setting abantu the people's choice. No. If you're opening the private media, because the private media is private media. Number public media means ilio tuasa ilio butekwa atubureteka. Ero nomba bureteka bueno. Imwe as public media, you are supposed to be supplementing the efforts of our government. Tatule landa tinomba kula bika mofi fishirole lemo, like chairman wao kualande headline. No. What we are saying is that for key policy decisions, key policy drives, you as public media should be supplementing government positions. But that is what we need to see. I'm a setting Imova Times of Zambia. Daily Mail is still okay at the moment. No, but Times of Makamaka by Times of Zambia. I'm a setting. It's no. Freedom of editorial policy does not mean Mwambokula Vika Mutuma. Shishibe, Belinda Ndafe Winoma setting. I'm a setting Yakobati. It's not outrightly Shan, but guideline waka manataka, kutu wakeshba. And sometimes evidence is very difficult to master. Umuntunga lek setting. TVBAKWETU. Dimbi bamwerwa dimbi na alufiania. Tamuishi batu umuntu alek setting.
No, you know. Uleshwa lek setting. I think there's an in between a nuance somewhere, at this thread is pointing to AMA setting, because I think when they're saying the prices of fuel have gone up, who isn't? Everyone is, whether you're PF, pro-PF, or you're pro-UPND, you complain because the cost of living has gone up. But why has the cost of living gone up? And I think if as journalists, you can't be honest with the public, be brutal with the truth, rather than be so, a bit tight with the truth. And now you're pushing an agenda which isn't even truthful, then people have a problem. Because to start with anyway, one of the things that I really don't worry about things, people like Times of Zambia, because on a particular hand, they are not a very big publication that people are buying, apart from having government offices. That's why you find Times of Zambia. But I'm not necessarily as a private person walking up Nayamuksha Times of Zambia. So maybe again, I think they're trying to get attention. Maybe they're trying to increase their numbers, and maybe they're not particularly clever of how to get their clients as of now. but you will pick up the nuances. I've seen a few here and there where you notice some trend. I think, but I thought this is a public newspaper. Why are they behaving like they are the post reincarnate or the reincarnation of a post at some point? So you're very truthful about that one. I think I picked that up as well.
Yeah. Remember, some people may misunderstand us that we were trying to muzzle public media. We're not.
It's like we have a challenge. Vamunsha, are you there? Vamunsha.
Have we lost him?
I think we have a little bit of an internet issue.
Okay.
Oh. There's a challenge with the internet. Okay. So I think we need to see that the people need to be communicated to in terms of everything what the government is doing. This government has done a lot of great things for the people within a short period of time, such a way that no government so far has done more than what they have done. So we need to be proactive, even as even these private government medias. They need to explain to the members of the public what the government has achieved within a short period of time as compared to the private medias, the way they are reporting, because the private medias, they have their own agenda to push, but the government medias, they have their agenda to promote and explain to the members of the public what the government has achieved within a short period of time. And this government has achieved a lot of things within a short period of time.
Because I think even the editorial elements in these media houses, sometimes we're looking at these people who are bringing on all these editorial issues and the way they are writing across, and you can tell this government has changed. But I think these media houses, they are a little stuck now. They are yet to catch up with the times. We have a different administration in. They need to engage them a little bit more intelligently, look at professionals, because I was expecting to see a little more of economists' views on why this has happened with facts. That's why our Minister of Finance said, if we do this, then we have a little bit more money for children in schools. But this is lacking in the way that people are delivering, especially the media houses are delivering this information. We are still behind, running around with cameras, instead of actually being a little bit more investigative, being more factual. We want facts. We want people to know what is happening on the ground rather than what someone is doing, Yeah.
So Kuriba Times of Zambia, it's the people of Zambia. The people of Zambia, aba sadide the new government. So utotuma setting muleke. President Hakainde Hichilema is such a great president. He believes in the rule of law, and he has in fact granted you editorial freedom. Because if it was in the previous regime was that some of the editorials were being written from Tigray. So you are free to write your own editorials. I'm a setting that refer. But Honorable Chushika Sanda, please. I'm a setting from Times of Zambia. We don't want, Times of Zambia is not a private media. It's not. So I'm a setting from private media, from public media. No. What we want is a clear dissemination of information. Zanis, clear dissemination of information. Zanis, ZNBC, Radio 1, Radio 2, Radio Shani, clear dissemination. Tatuenda fiat propaganda ya bula clear. No, but explaining how the people in Milenge, God willing, very soon to come on the people of Milenge na Kwaso Kontwe, how they are going to benefit and how they are benefiting from all this windfall of money in Pio Quingila, bank accounts. Yabe Namushi. Kansha wena mushina mutaba kwata ma bank accounts apa itsta imwe mwebe na mushi mwebe na mirenge imwe bonse imwe mukaye kumansa mukesula ma bank accounts pantu impia shalaisa elo abena mansa banks in Mansa, they are going to open branches in Milenge. That's how it works. Because bakala monafie ama addresses mwebe na mushi banandi. Ngatuwa ya panga ma addresses Milenge in Mansa. You know what they will do? Bakaleta bank ko Milenge. Those are the stories we want to see from the times of Zambia. Not I'm setting. Why? Kainge aba winner my elections eba teke chalo ukuchiteka na makutu wateka shani ngaja the times of Zambia ile kusetting ana imwe bata ngaja kutira you miss ukuteko buryo bwakale go and get some money from Faith Musonda so that you enjoy it. Otherwise we are not going to tolerate a setting. Anyway, we've digressed. The next issue, this is the last issue before we bring in our TVBAKWETU family, because we've already been at it for an hour, 15 minutes. I think I know why. I think it's because of Mwelwa.
I think so. It's because of...
blame the woman,
we enjoy Mwelwa. This last issue, you see, ukubomfya binoculars nama microscopes. Abantu nabaya mukube peshati ububuteko it's appointing ama relatives. So I looked at that list. Ukuirodesha sana list area. No kufairisha other people that have been appointed. Nasango kweba ati ufi. The truth is, there is only one Minister Bachipoka Mlenga, MP of Chuempala, Kumweso, Chingwala. But Madam Babo, Ebo Basontere to be the chair of the Rural Electrification Authority, REA. She's an engineer already, and then she was then appointed to be head of that Rural Electrification Authority. And then they are also saying that Mrs. Warren Mwambazi, eba MP bachite defeat ba Jonas Chanda kumbwana mkubwa, nombabena mwabo is part of the Energy Regulation Board. Apo penapo, nempi kayai mati, this government is nepotistic. First of all, there are so many appointments that have been done. Gachakutila, you are just going to hang this government on these two appointments. It's terrible. Nensoni. Okay, about Warren Mwambazi, is an independent MP. Numbers an independent MP is married to a very well qualified woman who is now a member of the Energy Regulation Board. There is nothing wrong with that. Dimbi Mlenga's wife should not have been, but that is the only appointment. Otherwise, everyone else is completely independent. Na ifofwe nchushi shakuchiwe mpala. We are also there. Mudi bubuteko. Name Pia from Lusaka. It's coming to Mpala. So for people to begin using the issue Yaba Mrs. Chipoka Mlenga as the reason why there is nepotism in this government, it's inexcusable. It is a lie. This is a government of fairness. At Yom Kwai Abana Baba Kankala Mwebo. When we were fighting against this government, we were mixed. We were fighting together. We were fighting together. We were fighting together. So number 8, we can't just focus at Yom Kwaipantu, Abena Kabulonge of our parents to Nishi. They are the only ones who are having jobs. No. There are so many people from Milenge. This is in Milenge. This is in Shane. They've been given jobs. There are so many ministers that have been given jobs. So many permanent secretaries. TV Bakwetu. They are permanent secretary. So mule mwanakwati kuangala pano. No. Tule take a chalo. Right from TVBAKWETU. So I don't understand. Iya kwebata abantu bako support yo mkwai this government is only choosing abakankala besa. Yo abakankalemo bali. Nomba na nenchushi na shoshi nemo shiri pantu abakankala nenchushi kubombera pamo. Abana former ministers ututu inotubano tumweboreke ni mwebe. They were part of the struggle. Nganyaka ka chipo mwanawasa mwako selapo chila bushiku. Chipo mwanawasa. Na koke ne kali part of the struggle ka chipo. Kamukashana. Okulembalembo tuntu. Okusangwa nankwe ba youthi. Kale bombesha. Okweba tichalo chilubukwe. Nomba dija mwateka. Mutsteshan. Mukatamfie. Akachulire na ifwefwe nchushika mwana wasa. Ati yo mkwaite tubombere chalo. Why? Ati bantu mwana wasa alinikateka. No. It was a struggle for all people.
Vamusha, I think we need to, no wonder I'm saying, let's go to the past. Then we come to the present. I don't want to. Let's go to the past, then we come to the present. Vamusha, va health minister vesu va chitaru chirufya, va ristira point abakashiba bonkulani malaria control center. Until kwasaba issue ya a definite injection ya lubire ya shilesangwa ma private pharmacies. Nayo iyo ninena isangire. Ero baba chite baba bwesha kwa kafurukano no but babasha. Bushe kwena lero tusetlande pawa kaile nani kani umukashwa waba mulenga nishaye wa qualified awe kwena tefe tufile chaba then today na bamba bale lishanya no Naomi teta mashim Naomi ngamwa ya musorwezi northwestern it can't just move without Naomi bamusha muntu aba ni strong muscle wali mu struggle unkulwa nkupushinga today at Naomi not bamupera as full PS bamupera as deputy PS sure ocho bala ponda abantu atiyo tafira nkubombevyo awe bamusha kwena
What about the president and his daughter, the former president and his daughter? What about Mr. Skazo and his daughter? I think Mr. Skazo's daughter was sent into foreign mission. Yeah.
She was attended Tasira, she was attended a position. No, Bamuta point as a Bamuta doctor as a counselor. Muni 3 pin. Tasira ide kukucha wama na artificial grass. Muni 3 pin yama counselors bafole.
Yeah.
So we ask the same question. Mayoba Tasira impia mwafumishe kui isho mwaire kula ile sejam kuchawa. Ebe. It's a question.
So all these things
bali kalabana sana mukutini abantu kuti batini yako chitambala. Ineteti bantini. Ndei pushafe ka simple question. Imwe Batasila Chimtengo Forest lungu mwafumishe kui salary tuanishe yo mwalefu namba shafu mizine kuiza
muni 3
pin kuyati criminal defamation for goodness sake. Honorable Minister Aimbe, please deal with criminal defamation wangu reform that law because it's being used by these thieves who tuikata pakanwa kwa batu tuilanda. No.
Bamuncha mwilabecho muni 3 pin baya kulelia stadium. Then again muni 3 pin basa bulati ama bo batwala kuchipatati yali 1 pin atiyo nkaraimba na mabos kuchipata ayali 1 pin ma different districts ngamwali mweneko ili atiyo mwana ba president ba president muni 3 pin eyo ine bareshita mona mafuta nomba no kwalira muni 3 pin aba nezo ma 3 pin yali pusana uchanine 3 pin na ichiba
obarani oyo neso ifwe sira kwira pateni 3 pin yali pua.
So without going from the topic, it's clear that both the names, children of the famous guys, like Naomi Teta Mashimba, they were as part of this struggle as people that have no famous last names.
Yeah.
And together, we brought change to our country. Now that God has given the UPND the chance to govern, remember, it's a very delicate duty. We need to be truthful and to do the right thing.
And on the other hand, these same people are educated, Mwebantu. They're educated enough and they are qualified for these jobs. Unlike our nurse to those who used to, we don't even know what qualification are. I'm in the road. And someone has so much money in their hands. We're all wondering, you know, but then now we are attacking. I think this is just offish. I think they found probably the quality of people. We're not the poor cadres last government where people were so hungry for just handouts and they would say yes to everything. So I think we need to be a bit, I keep blaming the media to say the media are not investigative enough. They're not telling us the facts on the ground. And now we're even attacking innocent people who are qualified for these jobs. Those ministers, former children, are they not qualified enough? They're the ones who are actually educated abroad. So why should we get from last government nothing worked? So to work the same method foot in this government, you know, we need to up our game. So if we've improved, then these former ministers or former presidents' children are the best options for the current administration. Maybe to Vacquero.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. I think what all we are saying is we need to have a broader perspective, so that we do not think the people that we struggled with are suddenly not worthy to join to govern. This is a governing coalition. Yaba Kankala, naifofwe nshosh, avena tauni, naifofwe vena mush, avena kabulonga, naifofwe vena chiwempala. We are going to form a very good team and help this country. Epela. Vo himba.
Vamunsha. Ichungulopo mkwai. Good evening, viewers. Vamunsha. Abantu bamu balonfuisha bwino festival. Festival seka before taulala ndefyo ofwile okulanda fest. Ba lero ba PF n'abakwata amaka yakwisa mu kusonta abantu ifikumo n'abekala ku Prime TV eyo bayiseere n'emitwe n'ashiminira bwino abantu balanda ati insoni ebuntu efyo balanda te Prime TV lyabayiseere oko baleya mu kwikala n'okutampa okulanda efya museluselu fyeka n'abekala pa Prime TV ba PF baleshita chimo china ati umwana kashiwali mupa mulekala mungandalira wa mutamfya yakuli banyina era wa mukonka nomba nokweyali enkoko etawushitire n'okulasala n'omusana sana pa Prime TV efi baleshita ba PF tabakwata conscious bamwerwa ba PF balire kulya ku South Arabia okyakongerya ashiri amafuel. They even denounced our culture. Bafuala culture ya bene kwati fya bachitire bayintu bayire ku Swaziland baya wafuula batambokula tulanga amapafu denouncing our culture. Baya ku South Arabia n'abafuala n'efya black culture ya bene. They couldn't even appreciate our culture. They went and start appreciating other people's culture. Elo batugonga mulya mwine babwera tfyo ekabwera pali 5 kwacha babwera batugonga. So ababa PF muleba munakwati bali nomo baleba pepeka marathon kulyali ali ku Charleston marathon lyabale n'abawina n'okwina n'atukwata bako abasendere medo bafoma SG bali sendako ka medo kulya ku marathon now uyishwa Jerome bali butukana kashi n'aba mapafu nabo balabutuka awine nali papa
ndeseke ya video ya kwena ndeseka
Kanchi yala kwa mafumo so babutika bwino so ya ukulabako tayafina nga byabide ebintu. I rest my case.
Dr. Tommy, I think we are having maybe it's me who is having serious issues with the network.
Yeah, it
Yes,
looks
Dr.
like
Tommy.
it's you. You keep going on and off.
I think he's gone off again.
You can't hear me, but I can hear you very well.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Yes. Good evening, Vacquero, and everyone else who is watching us. I just want to add a few points on the very, very rich debate that we are having this evening. The first one I want to talk about is, HH promised that honestly he could bring the country out of its 12.8 billion debt mess, which was left by the PF, bring it down to 10% per annum within 5 years. But the point I want to mention is that, which the PF are trying to capitalize on the ignorance of the people. For you to achieve such growth, the road ahead requires on some priority areas that we call in economics as austerity measures. These austerity measures will affect even the struggling population. We are talking of the youth, the poor. It affects everybody. So without going through some pains, then economic growth is not attainable. You agree with me that most of the people who voted Lungu out were the unemployed young people and a lot of people who went through economic hardships. Now, dealing with such large economic issues requires us to understand that this population will be squeezed at some point. And as it is squeezed, the New Dawn government has taken the CDF to the constituencies so that this population of the people that were squeezed up can come out of that, can come out of those problems. So it's very important that New Dawn should not fear to take some unpopular decisions, like rolling back on subsidies on electricity, fuel. People are crying. Even here in Botswana, we have just increased the fuel. And the cry is not like the cry that I hear from Zambia. No, the whole thing is how to grow the economy. So,
thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Tommy. Dr. Barbara?
Thank you so much, Vacquero. I was off for a while. I was in a spiritual retreat. But anyway, moving forward, I just wanted to say that, as for UPND, we have a tendency of forgetting the people we are dealing with. Our PF, all these fancy economic words don't mean anything to them. All they want is to finish from where they left, which is stealing. Nangu tapari hapa kulondolola ba mwamba ba ex-ambassador, ba Lubinda, ba Muila, all these people, they've made colossal amounts of money from PF. Under normal circumstances, if it was me, I'll just go to my own home, use the money that I managed to scrap out of poor people and start my own business. If they back kuma politics, they worry about the poor people, they worry about the fuel, no. They are now realizing that ngabama business, bafile bambo kupembela impiangesho for wants to pembela. It's not easy. When you work on free money, 2 million is what I use for pocket money for sha. No drink, no pela my girlfriend, never shara. Us who work for our living, na ngwevo kupela ka 50B, You have to calculate it because you worked for it. The reason they are up in arms, Muma TV, Monsieur Mubadi, Muma Shani, is like they are campaigning afresh.
Yeah.
Not forgetting that the reason they got there was in the first place, so they don't have a foot to step on. But if I feel kuisa mukuiba, tapai na chimbe for if kuisa mukuchita. But nibakelenka, I am economic, macro, micro, they don't even bother. They just want to get back, get the money where they left from and go on.
And you say that they are campaigning. So kanshina ifwe ni nomba tuarachi tashan Dr. Bab.
We will be in the campaign mood. The same way they are behaving. Chapo. The way they are behaving, you would think my election next week.
How did it work a shape with election to Vasepena Kaidi? And to these criminals, these kelenkas, you know, to work a shape.
Remember, they call them Baputi. They will be lying to every single day. So you know I pay no quite some but you now force your lady. Anyway, this Minister of Health, I told it's not me. National Minister of Health, he was there in charge of honeybee. Now he wants to be brushing people who are crying after they lost relatives. I thought fish muleli and they unforce muleli and mumbu eshena foot. Tukalile pamu. No, that's what Kalile pamu. They are now in the campaign mood. We were respecting them. I thought, you know, but if you have football, we've now moved past that. We just have to move on and say, you are senseless, you are shameless to even use media by in fact, it's a blessing in disguise. They are getting them back their money because obviously the fact that they are paying them. But everybody are charging a high and 200, we're charging a 3 million. Like I said before in part 1. Grant me, believe me, December next year, once Nigeria. Nigerian movie. I submit.
Go to journalist, wise man.
Thank you very much, sir. Good evening to our Bakwetu viewers. Thank you for the support. I think even me, sir, I only have 2 things. The first one, I think I want to educate my fellow Zambians just in 2 minutes time to educate them about the subsidy according to how I understand. Then lastly, I want to tell these people who are moving around like headless chickens. I think they're not even shameful. I was surprised watching Given Luvinda and the friend saying this, what the UPND is doing is not what we voted for. Are they saying they voted for UPND or are they listening to what they are saying? They are even emphasizing to say no, he promised us and we voted for him and he's doing something different. Given Luvinda, Nakachinda, please come back to your senses. Are you telling us you denounce Edgar Lungu in your ballot box and that's your secret? It's good you are revealing now. You knew that the sense they are in the HM, but not in the other candidate. So for us, thank you very much for that. Secondly, comrade, that one, the scenario of a makeup, it is a very good scenario about subsidies. But when you are removing a makeup, you don't feel pain. So there is a different scenario, like uline chironda okwete chiria ba PF barefwenya mumbali chirenengena minwa mukati chirewola. And there is another doctor who is akainde ichilema who is telling you no mune ichirondere pa kuchipole ulingire wasamba pa chironda no muti ero chala pola. And then this doctor comes and tell you pa kuchipole chirondere chireka tuchubule tuchisamfie tubike po muti ero chala pola. Automatically pa kuchubula pale you are going to feel pain. But when they clean that thing, they put medicine on it, chala pola. Baraba PF abalekufwenya mumbali chiraya chirebola. Barako bati watora mwamano waumfa nombobu kali kuli ifota wale umfwa pantwale kufuenya mumbali. Meanwhile, chale achire ingira deep. Iye izakainde echirema was said, no, tefi baposho omuntu ifyo. Mema Zambia ni chironda chenu ichi, lekendu chubule, chala funyo mulopa, twala sanfiapo, tubike pono muti, automatically chala pola. Chile mja mwale shita mabandeti, yala mwale wikapo, wishibo mcha kuma bandeti, pero mwana owe, ashite mwefi yaku ya panga ndadye. As a result, bafumyako subsidy nomba, chile mpya twale ingisha kule twakongwa twashita mabandit chile yakubana uskulu ni free ngaiwe nakachinda na binoculars washite ya nyunishia kali yali tobeka pinshulera ndawe balenda. These people, they are very irritating.
Thank you wise man. Vomukelabai
Kimanzi bwanis chavasa Jesus chavasa bulozi lwitumezi bomunsha bakulutiseza pe tavayalu naende kachekule. Nani batafera kweza target Bolubinda. My brother, you and me, we are from the same province, and our umbilical cord probably were buried in the same area. Now, to hear you, Kachekule, bragging or condemning the current government that is trying to fix your mess, it's a sad development. It's a very sad scene. We want to see Mina Boluvinda. Of all people, I know you are trying to hang on to that position of being a vice president. They are just laughing at you. That position they gave you, they slapped you at the last minute. Where do you think Nkanduluo? How do you think Nkanduluo is feeling right now when you were slapped with that position of being a vice president of the party? Muno banga ni maswabi tate amukute. We need you. Go back to Western Province. Come, we cleanse you. Once you are being cleansed, and then you come back again on the political scene. And then I promise you, my brother, you are going to be back again, because we know, we the Lozi people, we are incorruptible. You know, Aluma Sholi. Charlie, your behavior these days, Bolubinda, and your tone, you are embarrassing us, and I will definitely denounce you. We shall denounce you. If you continue at the level at which you are going, we are going to denounce you as our own brother. That, you know, you don't belong to us. You belong somewhere else, because your manners are terrible. Stop insulting the current president and making all those stupid allegations when you are the people that created this mess that we are in the first place. That the very person you are insulting is trying to clean your names, trying to fix the mess you created. So namikupa tate Boluvinda, get back. You failed to bring development for Western Province with Woinonge. You are a disgrace to us. You're a disappointment. You have to be ashamed of yourself. But we respect you, our big brother. Come back to your senses. Come to Western Province. We dip you in the Zambezi River, and come back out at least as a Motuya Zakulu. You are normal, because you're still saturated with all the PF liabilities and activities.
Masholi.
Ulisholi niwe natate. Get back. Back to normalcy.
Yeah. Thank you, Vomukelabai. Thank you, Vomukelabai. I think the substance of what Vomukelabai has said, that we are ending here right now, is Ramwelwa.
Yes.
Vomukelabai banda mashiwi ya mo ayakankala sana. Ayamashiwi balubinda, I think Vomfwe. Vomukelabai says balubinda because barista associate ni kimasholi. So diompashi wabo mo bukabwalala confusion na bukerenka. It has gone on him. No, Vomukelabai barera ngati balubinda, you are our man. Muwele mbale Western Province.
Yeah.
Tukamite cleanse. Deep into the Zambezi River. Ero aba kalamba bakachiteko tumotuma rituals pako vati chibanda. On that note, this has been a presentation of TVBAKWETU. Thank you very much for having joined me, Mwelwa, and Jerome, and several of our TVBAKWETU family. We'll see you again sometime tomorrow. On that note, please, Wolubinda, follow the advice of Vomukalabai. Zambezi dipping. Ewa karamba wakachiteko tuntu tumotomo. God bless you and God